64-bit legends. Welcome.
Legend of the game, like GoldenEye, I'm more than right.
Yeah.
The perfect dark is dreams that seem to come to life. 64-bit, the shit, it's as real as it gets. We can talk sports, games, and music, take your pick. Point with the news, pull up and crack a brew. Smoke one with the crew, tune in and take a view.
Watch.
We here to raise the bar from the lowest mark. Sit your ass down and listen, it's time for the show to start.
Welcome to another episode of 64-Bit Legends.
64 back in the flesh.
I am Bobby Caboose, as always with Melvin Troy, and we got two scissors, no hands, Sam in the building.
Oh, congratulations on welcome back.
That name.
Welcome back. I
It's
like
because
that.
you have no hands and you have two scissors.
All right,
What don't you get?
That's fine. We'll go with it.
Snip, snip.
Oh boy.
You're like Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Yeah, except
Snip, snip, snip.
you strut and you snip
snip.
scissors.
Did he strut snip?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, that
he
was-
strut snip.
Okay.
That was his gimmick. He
Yeah.
just did the strut snip.
Yeah, he
I
did
didn't know the
strut
knee
snip.
walk. So if he struts,
What do
I
you mean?
get it.
What do you
Yeah.
mean you don't know the knee walk?
I didn't know the knee walk before you.
You didn't know about the Bob Backlund knee walk.
No, I was completely against it.
How did
ever
I
since
turn
then.
everybody on to the Bob Backlund knee walk? I don't even watch wrestling.
I don't know.
Most
I like-
of the things you bring up about wrestling, I have zero faith in at all.
Like, what is
Just
it?
a little knee walk.
Chief Bo Strongbow or whatever? Chief,
Wait, what?
Chief Strongbow?
Yeah, something like
Who the
that.
fuck
Yeah.
is that guy? Don't you know him?
Oh, what?
Tatanka?
No, not
Okay,
Tatanka.
just make-
Chief
sure.
Strongbow? I don't. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, you
always
didn't know
bring-
about that?
You bring him up all the time too.
Well, yeah, it's just
And-
like
Moondog
the Moondogs.
Spot?
Yeah, the Moondogs.
Wait, no.
All right,
Spot.
anyway.
Is that a movie?
Anyway, today's episode we're talking wrestling. We're talking wrestling.
Yes, we're going deep into wrestling.
like deep.
Very, very deep.
We're going fucking deeper, hard deeper. we're getting into some
Edible.
shit today.
Yeah.
This shit might have kicked in already. It's a great episode to fucking take something.
It is. So I guess I should preface it by the fact that you two watch wrestling more consistently and are generally more knowledgeable than I am as far as wrestling
Well,
goes.
Sam's our wrestling expert actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait,
so-
was I the analyst? Or
No,
the
you were
video
you're the
game?
video game
Analyst?
video game expert, maybe wrestling
yeah, the
analyst.
wrestling analyst.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, don't build me up too much here.
All right, two scissors, no hands, Sam. Snip, snip, snip.
We
snip.
had video right now. You'd see him strutting around with these scissors. In his
Yeah,
hand.
he's only got scissors in his hands for some reason.
Now I gotta buy scissors. So
No, you already have them. But anyway, we have some conspiracies and some shit that we usually just talk about in good family room humor and fun while we watch wrestling. So we figured we'd go through all of our conspiracies.
Yeah, well, I mean, what ends up happening is I'll sit down. Usually it's on a Monday when you come over.
Yep.
And you guys are watching Monday Night Raw, and I usually catch a little bit of it. And I don't really know all the time what's going on. So I have to ask questions, and we kind of like... And there's been times we've talked about things.
And they've happened.
They've...
a lot.
It,
yes.
it turns up on the show. It's almost like it's been bugged.
Yeah.
The house has been bugged. Like Vince has got like a secret little
Bug.
bug. Yeah.
So Vinnie Mag, if you're hearing us right now.
I think the living room's bugged, so we should be all right.
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's no microphones in here. We're good. No one's gonna hear this.
Well,
Yeah.
there are microphones.
Wait,
Yeah, but
what?
there's no bug.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
The bugs are all in there. Oh, the
Yeah.
butterflies
Well,
are on
they're-
the wall.
yeah,
There- yeah.
But anyway,
But yeah, so we usually talk about some of the usually what comes up is some of the general ideas of like, we were just talking about, back there was a great time it was probably what 2014 or so when we were talking about just now when in my opinion one of the best little gimmicks that they did to build up the CM Punk Undertaker match of that year. I think it was 2013, 2014, something
Somewhere
like
in
that.
there.
Yeah.
And Paul Bear.
yeah, he had just passed away.
Yeah, he had just died. So the next day or two after the fact, Paul Heyman comes out dressed as him.
Yeah, and I believe he came out with, he didn't appear yet, and it said, like, Undertaker may have been in the ring or something.
He was in the
and
ring, yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, "Oh yes," like Paul Bear, and fucking Paul Heyman comes out dressed as him, and CM Punk was a druid, I think.
Yeah, he was in a robe, and then he smashed what would be Paul Bearer's ashes over the
Don't
Undertaker's
quote that.
head.
That was real.
It's still real to me, damn it. And then he wiped his ashes on his chest.
yes, he did.
But that
When Fandango was crushing it.
the Fandango was crushing
That's
it
what
by
you remember
not,
most about that time.
not
Yes.
having a match because his name wasn't pronounced correctly.
Oh my, that was the best. That's what kind of drew me back in. I didn't watch wrestling
what
outside
did
of like the Vince McMahon Stone Cold beef and a couple Rock versus the Dudley Boy things on SmackDown back in the day.
The Mark Henry retirement
That
Oh.
was one of the best heel turns ever.
yes.
when he was crying and was like, "Daddy's coming home," and then he just fucking beats the shit out of Cena. So there's been some good moments that stand out, and your stories or your conspiracies kind of
Well-
branch off of those.
Well, let's start with the most basic one. I mean, let's talk about Rusev for a minute.
Okay, I was
Where-
going to ask, which one of yours is the most basic idea? And Rusev, that makes sense.
Yeah, Rusev, and I think we can all agree to this because there was I forget how long, it was a few years ago. Rusev was,
R.I.P. Rusev.
yes. Oh yeah, he left. He left the
His
WWE.
name's
that's
now
right.
like Nero or something. Or
That's-
De Niro or Diro or Firo or Miro.
But there's
Yeah, he changed his name.
But there's a reason. We'll get into the reason why I think that why he's gone. But we seen him, and there was like some run-in that he had in the backstage, and there was like a series of filing cabinets in this room.
I believe he was just being interviewed.
Was he being interviewed?
Yeah.
I thought there was a fight that broke out.
No, there was no fight. He was just in
Oh.
there with like flip flops on.
Well, maybe
and-
that's what it
and
was.
there was a lot of filing cabinets
Yeah.
for some
This
reason.
is
was-
way back before he had shoes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So there was, maybe that makes more sense. He was being interviewed and backstage, and there was just a dozen filing cabinets, and I think we all kind of came to the conclusion of like, this is why he hasn't been on, because it was in the springtime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tax season.
Yep.
Vince uses Rusev. He disappears every spring when he was on in the WWE because he has to file all the 1099s and whatnots for all the wrestlers. He is their tax guy.
Yeah. He's since IRS retired.
Yeah.
Yep.
They needed to replace him, and Rusev must have a good accounting background.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's what makes sense to me anyway. I mean, they give him like this whole Russian gimmick, but that's just to hide the fact that like backstage he's crunching numbers.
Yeah, they put Putin on the screen just for a distraction.
Yeah. And then that's why when coronavirus hit, he's gone because
lot of paperwork.
I mean, there's just so much paperwork. So he's not in the WWE officially. I'm quoting using quotation marks here. But he's there. He's just making sure everybody's getting their stimulus checks and whatnot.
Plus, I think tax day got extended this year.
Yeah.
So
I don't pay my taxes. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's got to be busy back there,
Yeah.
and you can't be frolicking around in the ring while you have fucking paperwork to do on fucking Drew McIntyre's 1099
Yeah.
and W-2s.
And what about the write-offs and you got your benefits program? I mean, what if they're got
Yeah, the
some
benefit things. He's got to be busy.
Yeah.
It's
I think he's an HR generalist. It really is what his background truly is. That's
mean-
his true calling.
You got to take care of your petty cash with all the tables that we buy
oh god.
Yep.
and,
even think of that.
and chairs and stuff that gets destroyed. Mm-hmm. So, he's got to worry about that petty cash fund. He's got to worry about, the taxes and regulations. Fucking, he's got to worry about Linda McMahon in the White House.
Yeah.
Small business.
Yeah, she's running small business for the Trump administration, which is very important work. You know
So she might have appointed Rusev herself.
exactly. I mean, is it a surprise? I mean, this year of all years, it's a big deal. You got
Yeah.
to make sure all that shit is in order.
And he speaks broken English, so he's not like just going to everyone's cubicle just talking about their day.
No, he's just working.
Yeah.
Plus, on top of that, he's Russian, so they want to keep him off the camera because they don't want that whole Trump-Russia thing coming up again.
Yeah, it's election time.
Yeah, it's best to put him away. But anyway, that is probably one of our most agreed upon and basic
I would say
conspiracies.
the only agreed upon.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but okay,
We'll see. We'll see what the other topics
Yeah,
are.
we'll see.
okay. Well, we'll start with the. There's that one. There's also one that we've talked about of, and I'll let you guys. I know we've talked about it, but I know it's been a while. But we've talked about one of the most sought after independent wrestlers that are on the market right
Oh,
now.
holy shit.
And I mean, I mean, we've talked about it, but I'll let you guys.
He was on the video game draft.
Was he?
Are we talking? If we're talking, let's see if we're talking about the same person.
He was on the video game draft. Who? Too Tough Tony?
Yep.
Tough Tony.
That's it.
Is that it?
That's it. We've
Oh,
talked about
never
that. That
mind.
would be the big. We talked about this. It would be the biggest get.
Yeah.
In as far as independent wrestling.
I mean, he's the
goes.
JCW champion.
Yeah, I
Who
thought
the hell are you talking
I was
about?
talking about Vic Murphy.
Oh, we'll get
Oh.
into Vic
Oh,
Murphy in a
yeah.
minute.
Not Vic
I thought
Murphy.
his contract was locked up with JCW.
Well, I mean that it is, but
It was the
you know,
second biggest wrestling company in what years?
2003, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's you know it was a hot period of like 2003 to 2003.
But this is, you know, this brings me back to a time where it was like Hogan and Ric Flair in 1992, and no one knew who the real world champion is. Too Tough Tony has never fought against the WWE champion. So who do you really know who the world champion of the world is?
Exactly. And imagine if he brought that. What was that move called?
The meteorite?
Yes.
One of the best finishers I've ever seen.
He lights his hand on fire.
With the booze that he drinks on the way to the ring.
Yes. And then he punches his opponent.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to get up from
No
that?
one's kicking out.
That'd be the hottest thing in WWE if they got that over there.
Get this. Too Tough Tony with the meteorite versus Big Show with the Big Show punch.
Wow, that's a pretty powerful match right there.
Man. And a McMahon in each corner.
Oh, we just watched WrestleMania 2000. This is why.
So, you know, I think we need to see this match. I mean, WrestleMania 38, possibly with a crowd, possibly with not a crowd. We could have half Juggalos, half WWE Universe.
I mean, if there's no crowd, the advantage has got to go to Too Tough Tony, who's used to wrestling in front of almost nobody.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, you know, we don't want the WWE superstar, whoever it may be, to get some crowd, you know, motivation.
Momentum.
Yeah, momentum.
Yeah. No,
Get their special real quick.
No, this would be the time to do it. I mean, so again, I think that's a very well agreed upon.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, subject.
I mean,
there.
champion versus champion. Too Tough Tony, since he's become champion, he's been champion for what, 4 or 5 years? Okay, Bruno Sammartino, go suck a dick.
who?
Exactly.
Yeah, Bruno who?
Yeah. I
Come
mean, he beat. What was that one match we saw? Didn't he beat up somebody like a Hardy or
priest guy?
something?
He beat Matt Hardy. He beat Scott Hall.
Oh,
he
yeah.
beat Shane Douglas.
That's right.
He beat fucking the list
The altar
goes
boy
on.
that's dead.
Trent Acid,
Yeah.
Holy Trent Acid, the Altar Boys.
I've only seen a couple episodes. It was in a bar.
Yeah.
I forget who else.
It wasn't.
They had 3 ropes, though. I
They
remember
did.
that.
That one they had 3.
Didn't he beat Corporal Robinson,
I believe
Yes,
so.
that's who I seen him beat.
Yeah.
the longest reigning JCW champion?
Also the guy that was designated to sign off my fucking internship papers for a while.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
We talked about that on the last episode.
Link 2 episodes together. But anyway, so we need to see this JCW versus WWE WrestleMania 38. Maybe in a steel cage, maybe
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell, maybe ladder.
Maybe all of it, all of the above. Now,
Inferno match, he lights his fucking fist on fire and knocks his ass out. And it's a technicality, and WWE wins. But then they have to have the rematch.
Book it.
yeah, I think that's a pretty solid match. I mean, we're hitting on a lot of things that are on this list already. So let's also take care
Next
of.
one is Inferno matches.
Well, I figure
we need more of them.
we'll talk about one of the best up and coming stables that just never happened yet. And you already brought up Vic Murphy. Probably, in my opinion, Vic Murphy is the future of the WWE. Now, Vic Murphy, the way I model Vic Murphy doesn't exist yet.
He's in the
He hasn't-
lab.
He's in the lab because they create these characters in advance and they just hire the proper wrestler to take it on. You know, that's what I mean. Do you think Kane came up with Kane?
No,
Do you
he's
think?
Dr. Yankum.
Yeah. Do you think fucking the fucking the Junkyard Dog came up with Junkyard Dog? No. It was they needed a Junkyard Dog and they were like, this guy is the guy. We're gonna fucking put him in
And
there.
usually they don't even find wrestlers. They're just walking down the street and be like, you're a junkyard dog.
Yep.
And he's like, okay.
Yeah. So Vic Murphy, the way I envision a Vic Murphy is like the the modern day version of Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's the fucking man, anti-hero. Yes.
I have a question. Does he have long hair?
No.
Does he have short hair?
I picture him with long,
I'm
flowing hair.
I picture him like Stone Cold Steve Austin, bald, like
okay.
just like
Well,
fucking
I'd
buzz
never
cut.
expected.
No,
I'd never expected Vic Murphy to be bald.
No, really?
No,
Yeah.
never.
Well, maybe give him like a flat top like Cena had.
No, not like a. He can't have like a military cut.
I
Okay.
picture like Seth Rollins' hair.
I picture like a parted down the middle.
We all have our own Vic Murphy.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I mean. Vic Murphy lives in all of us. I mean,
Yeah, he does.
everybody's got a little Vic Murphy in him. This is why I mean he's still in the lab, but I think that he could be the future. He's the perfect anti-hero. I say put him up. So this is going to coincide with another idea, which we'll dive into a little bit deeper. But I believe what they need to do in order to kind of phase Vince McMahon out, give him one last run, and they use the Vic Murphy character to kind of recreate the Stone Cold Steve Austin versus McMahon beef. But this time, instead of them kind of just go into their separate corners after the fact, Vic Murphy takes all. And he fucking... And we'll get into the Vincent Kennedy McMahon Belt, which this will play a big role up in during this whole storyline and run that goes over like a year and a half. But Vic Murphy and the Palombos.
You may know Chuck.
Yeah,
But
well-
do you know the others?
Yeah, Joe Palumbo, Doug Palumbo, fucking Bobby Palumbo. I mean, there's about 18 of them.
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's
I thought
like
there
a
was
whole-
like 4.
Well,
There's 2.
This is with the help of the Samoa Joe Project, which we're gonna get into as well
Strap
in a little bit. We got layers here that this has been built on.
It's like an onion.
Yeah. But Vic Murphy, I believe, is going to lead. It's going to be like a modern day NWO, but led by Stone Cold Steve Austin, is what I'm imagining. Okay? And Vic Murphy's going to take it. Now
That I'm thinking of Vic Murphy, he has I think he has like a horseshoe cut, but it's long in the back, and
Like
he wears a
Hogan?
bandana.
it's like that, but well, imagine that. Okay, we'll say
Goatee?
that the
Yeah.
head is like that, but this is like a create a character in the game, but the torso is just shirtless with like a leather vest, like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And Adidas pants if it's Bill the character.
Yeah.
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 Yes, yeah.
Always Adidas
Yeah.
pants.
Okay.
Adidas pants, like what is it, fucking Fast Freddy or whatever
Yeah.
his name
And then
is.
maybe in his promo, he's like, "Well, let me tell you something, fella.
Yeah. It's like
Now
listen,
it's Sheamus.
The Murph is gonna surf all over you."
yeah, kind of like that. But then he like flips him off and tells him to go fuck their mother or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, he's got an edge. We're gonna
Yeah.
bring back
The Edge.
the edge,
Attitude.
the attitude
Not
era.
Edge, but the Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one wants Edge.
No, he sucks.
But so and then match him up with this stable of the Palombos. When you're gonna be asking yourself, where are you gonna get 18 different Palombos?
Well, first of all, how are they related? Are they brothers? Are they cousins? Are they like uncle, like
What,
mixed in?
It's kind of just a whole clan of them.
So just
like
from like
a
the same
cult.
village.
Yeah. Well, they're all kind of related. They're extended like extended family, like cousins, third cousins, brothers, sisters, like half brothers and sisters.
Can they be from Palumboville?
They could be parts. Well, that's part of Parts Unknown. That's probably like a small county within Parts Unknown.
Probably next to Dudleyville.
Yeah, it's around that same area. Is what I'm envisioning here. So that's. I mean, Vic Murphy though is the future of the WWE. That's what they need to do, and they need to take that model wrestler, because we can all agree that is the perfect wrestler that they need. Forget it.
Can we?
Yes,
Can we agree to this?
I think we. I seen you nodding your head.
Can we have our own opinion?
Yeah, I mean, because I think this is also going to take it back. I mean, I'm kind of foreshadowing a couple different points we're going to hit on, but I think this is going to allow us to bring us to a return of the Pillman era.
There
And
was a Pillman era?
It lasted like 2 weeks when he had the 9mm.
that was the
That was it.
that was the
It wasn't a long era.
Okay, just making sure.
It was like a week or two on Raw.
yeah. It was the Pillman era was it was like the beginning of the culmination of the Attitude Era, where they were starting to bring guns into the ring and shit. That's
done it
what
a
we
couple
need.
times.
Yeah, that's what we need is more lethal weapons. None of this fucking
Like Steve
I would
Blackman.
love to see a fifth Lethal Weapon, because the fourth one was my favorite.
fourth one was pretty.
There's
good. I
4
that
Steve
one.
Blackmans.
No, the actual movie, Lethal Weapon.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Lethal Weapon, Steve Blackman.
one half of head cheese.
Yes. Why did they call him head cheese? By the way, I know I get the head part, but where did the cheese part come?
Do you really not know?
I don't know where the cheese part came.
Pretty sure he just found a hat and he's like head cheese.
Oh, okay.
There was a thing on it.
All right.
There's no great name.
That's why you're our expert.
Analyst.
Analyst. Whatever, dude. Get your 2 scissors and no hands out of here. Snip, snip. Snip, snip. All right. So we got 18 Palombos and a Vic Murphy.
Yeah, he's going to lead that.
So
What's the name of the stable?
It's just going to be
Palombos?
It's going to be the fucking Vic
Vic Project.
Yeah. Well, this will be
They'll get a bus.
It'll be Project X Vic style is what it's going to be called.
Project Vic style?
Project X.
Oh, it should just be Project Vic
and
style.
it'll be like Vic style, but it'll be like in graffiti, handwriting. You know what I'm saying?
How long before Vince just cuts him down to either Vic or just Murphy?
Well,
there's already a Murphy.
So it'll just be Vic.
He's got to just be Vic.
No, it'll be Vic Murphy. You got to have a strong name. So here's why the name Vic Murphy is the perfect name, because it's a strong name. It's not Daniel Bryan. It's just like a very pussified name. It's like, his name's Seth Rollins. Like, Seth, that's cool. Like, I want a good think about.
Oh, that's cool, you fucking queer.
Yeah, like. No, Vince McMahon. It's hard hitting. It's fucking like it has like impact to it.
God,
fucking
they have the same initials.
Same initials.
Exactly.
I didn't even.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it. There's a big reason.
Well, okay, so how did
John Cena's a strong name? That's a strong name.
How did Vic Murphy become the leader of all these Palombos?
Because
it was at a barbecue.
Well,
and it had to
let's be honest. The Palombos, they don't have a good sense of direction, and they
a lot of inbreeding.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of.
So they're like the Godwins. and Palumbo or Vic Murphy just went into Palumboville and was like, "Get in my van," and scooped him up.
When you came up with the Palumbo brothers, did you know there was actually a Chuck Palumbo?
I don't think so. No, I just like the name. It all starts with a name, and you build out from there. Because I
remember there was only 2 Palumbos, and now there's 18.
Yeah.
Well, 2 wasn't enough. I wanted an NWO, but I wanted it all. I wanted Vic Murphy. To see, the problem with the original NWO, in my opinion, was you had this power struggle where it was like, was it going to be Kevin Nash? Is it going to be Scott Hall? Is it going to be fucking
Virgil,
Bischoff, Virgil, Hogan? Like, who's really in control of the NWO? And then they split off into the Wolfpack. Like, no. We need a centralized leader up top, and then to be able to draw, to give leadership from the top to the bottom and make sure that everybody's in line, and Vic Murphy's the man to be able to do it.
So there is no Palumbo that will rise to the top?
No, the Palumbos are just the Palumbos are like a glorified version of the Mean Street Posse. But they're all coming out, like when Vic Murphy comes to the ring. You remember Adam Rose had a big entourage with them coming out. It's like that, but they're militant. And they're coming out, and they got bats and batons, and
okay,
they kind of look like Antifa.
Well, never mind.
Each Palumbo should have a different weapon.
Yeah,
so they don't all have batons. One has a baton.
Let the crowd bring.
One has
weapon.
a katana.
Yeah, one has a Nintendo 64.
Yeah,
waffle iron.
Another one has got an assault weapon.
Yeah. One has a tank.
Yeah, he just drives it in there.
They call him Tank Palumbo.
Kind of like when DX drove the tank. It'll be very reminiscent. What we're wanting to do. So this is, if I was in the meeting with Vince, and I'd be like, listen, this is what we're wanting to do. We're wanting to take the best parts of everything that was popular in wrestling, and we're going to throw it all together in a stew. And Vic Murphy's going to be the leader of this. And I know Vince is gonna look at me, and he's gonna see dollar signs.
He's gonna have a sparkle in his eye.
He's gonna have a little sparkle in his eye, but he's like, how are we gonna make this possible? How are we gonna legitimize this? We can't just throw this out there. And I'm like, listen, this is how we're gonna do it. He's like, number one, staffing. Where are we gonna get the people? I was like, listen, we got this covered.
Japan.
Let's talk about the Samoa Joe Project. Okay, we're gonna talk about. So there's 2 major things. So we're gonna cover. Number one, how do we legitimize this and make sure people respect
the Palumbo takeover
led by Vic Murphy? And I'm like, well, first of all, we're going to talk about the new belt you're going to institute called the Vincent Kennedy McMahon Belt in your honor.
Is there a Lady Palumbo that Vic Murphy can hook up with?
Yeah, it'll be like.
Can we just call her Lady Palumbo?
Yeah, Lady Palumbo,
Is there
aka.
already a lady? Like
There was a
lady?
woman.
Oh,
and that was
that's close.
That was Benoit's wife.
Is that the one he killed? Supposedly.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, we have Lady Palumbo now.
Yeah, there's a Lady Palumbo. There's a whole Palumbo. So let's. This is a two. There's a two-pronged approach we gotta go here. So let's talk first and foremost about the Samoa Joe Project. Now, we all can agree.
Oh boy.
We all can agree.
By the way, we're not agreeing to any of this.
We all can agree that Samoa Joe is probably one of like the best. I mean, Scott Steiner put it best that he only had like, what is it, like 33 and a third chance of winning his match at Sacrifice with him. But even then, it was still limited.
Yeah.
But that's given.
And Kurt Angle knows
Yes.
he can't beat him.
Yeah. But here's the thing: he had to do all that math because he knew Samoa Joe was a very
Worthy opponent.
worthy opponent is what I'm looking for. Yes.
Shout out to Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
If you ever listen to this, you're welcome over. But you
or moving in.
yeah, but you have to leave at some point.
No, you don't. You can stay.
You can't just sit on our couch and order us around. But you're welcome to watch a pay-per-view.
So Samoa Joe is probably the best of the best. As far as wrestling lineage goes, isn't he related to The Rock or something? Or is
No.
that the New Day? Not the New Day. New Day. What am I?
The Usos.
The Usos. I'm thinking of tag team. Like,
The Headbangers, right?
Yeah.
No, they're not related to The Rock.
actually
Mean Street
Samoan.
Posse. Yeah,
Samoa Joe, I think, is Samoan.
it's got to be.
Yeah,
It's
his
in the
name
name.
is Samoa
I
Joe.
don't think he actually is.
They don't call him like Black Kofi.
Whoa.
That would be actually kind of because it'd be a play on black coffee.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be kind of a.
That's where I was going.
I mean, it's a little racist, but it's a little like
Yeah.
Vince would do it. You know, Vince would do
Yeah,
it.
he'd be all about it.
Yeah.
He had a guy named Little Tokyo, and he was a midget.
What was your little Asian's name?
Little Basket.
Little basket. Little basket.
Why can't there be a stable of all little baskets? There could be 1,000 of them. Or a bunch of red Colorado kids. Fat Boy
Don't
Lumen.
like the ninja idea on
Fat Boy Lumen?
Raw?
No, I don't like the ninja idea. Because they're not little baskets.
So.
And they all come out of little baskets. They all like
Russian
pop.
nesting
They,
dolls.
yeah, they all pop up on these little wicker baskets.
Listen, this is the way it would work with the little basket crew. They would the lights would go off like Bray Wyatt would do, and then it comes back on, and the ring has a circle in the middle of all like Easter baskets.
Yep. Well, they're like little wicker baskets.
Yeah, little
with like
wicker.
with a lid.
Yeah, like a snake charmer kind
Yeah.
of basket.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you'd hear.
A gong.
You'd hear whatever their little audio slogan would be.
It'd be a gong.
Something like that. Yeah, you know Vince. This is not. Listen, I'm giving it because Vince, he's not the most like.
Unracist person?
Yeah,
PC.
yeah. He's not very PC. He doesn't know. So he would probably use a gun. I think would be more. I think would be better would be something along the lines of maybe like a pan flute or something, like just a little like yeah, like a little just cue, audio cue, and it's like creates a little tension in the air, and then all of a sudden the basket lids pop up, and you got about 26 little baskets just.
Yeah. You have like a little bit of smoke, not like too much, but like a little bit of smoke, and then
Yeah. Yeah, and then you got like the whole ring is full of little baskets, and which
Yeah.
one's the real one? You don't
Yeah.
know.
and
That's-
they all like go like they do the doink where they like move one hand and they all move one hand,
Yep.
and then move the
Like
other
an
hand.
Oompa Loompa.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
But
see?
Asian.
Yeah.
And not orange faced.
No, that would be racist.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. But Vince would probably do that.
Yeah.
See, we're trying to.
We're speaking for Vince.
So
He's one of our good friends.
let's put a caveat to all these ideas. So a lot of these ideas that we've all agreed upon.
Thoroughly.
Yeah. A lot of these ideas, we're
Nice
having
scissors.
to put it through the filter of what Vince McMahon would do. And we understand he's not the most, like, I guess the word would be inclusive sometimes, politically correct. And not to say that they're right, but you know he would do this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what he does.
Yeah. We're
I
three.
know we do the idea I'm going to bring up later.
We're three
Yeah.
Vince Russos in a room right now.
Yeah. So and you seen what Vince Russo was doing.
And all of our ideas stick to the wall.
Yes. Yeah. So let's we got a little sidetracked about the little basket crew. So before we get into that, because you're like, well, how do you get 26 little baskets, or how do you get 18 Palombos? Well, so this is something I think Vince is working on because he's all about legacy. I don't think Vince. There's rumors that Vince is going to hand over the company to Triple H, or
Sell it to Disney.
Sell it to Disney, this, that, and the other. But in reality, I don't think Vince can allow his ego to be let go for him just to walk away. And how do you like live on forever, or at least
you freeze yourself?
Well, possibly, but you want. I'm thinking this. So there's a thing called the Samoa Joe Project that's been going on behind closed doors for a long, long time. And I think that, especially with, because he's very good friends with our president, Donald J. Trump, right? And I believe that there's I've heard rumors there might be an impending war with China, and where we get the military might to be able to battle that. Now, Vince has a good stable of very athletic, very powerful people, in particular Samoa Joe. I think he's one of the most powerful. I've seen his promos. He's pretty intimidating guy.
Coquita clutch.
Yeah.
And so from what I've heard, and I don't mean to sound too much like Alex Jones on this, but I don't know. I got a hunch that he's got what's called the Samoa Joe Project, where he's using Samoa Joe DNA because he's able to heal and repair himself so quickly for these matches. It's kind of like Wolverine.
He's been injured for like ever.
Yeah, but he's injured right now, but it's because
because he's taking his DNA.
Yeah, they're taking his DNA, and what they're doing is they're kind of like, so. All right, this is a lot to unpack in this thing. So we have the Samoa Joe Project. We also have Vince wanting to leave a legacy and almost live forever. But also, think about this. Think about, we love nostalgia. Especially WWE loves to throw nostalgia at you. But unfortunately, wrestlers die. And they die a lot. They usually heart attacks.
Supposedly.
Usually what takes them.
Yeah, supposedly.
Or they murder their family. One or the other. I mean, it's just things happen.
One or the other.
Yeah. And I think what would really be a good moneymaker is it's a little inspired, I'm sure, by like Jurassic Park is where Vince was thinking about this, where he takes Samoa Joe DNA and cuts it with like DNA of like an Ultimate Warrior, right? And is able to.
I'm actually liking this idea more as it goes on.
He's able to then think about this tour when we finally get to a point when we can have live performances again. Tour on, hey, watch these old, like, hey, remember those classic matches of Hogan versus like Andre the Giant? He can make a Hogan and Andre the Giant, right? He has to splice the DNA. He puts a lysine deficiency in there, so if they don't get the proper lysine, food, they should just die on their own. And they have no way of, reproduction.
Signing with AEW.
Yeah, I mean, they're signing with AEW. Yeah, they don't have the
if they don't sign their contract, they dissolve.
Yeah, they kind of at least. I mean, this is the basis of Jurassic Park at least. So he's able to do this because nobody wants to see a hologram. They tried it with the Tupac thing. It never took off. It was just it doesn't look realistic enough. But what would be even better is if you can clone and I'm using Samoa Joe as the. There's a lot of rumors that Samoa Joe is the source. It could be someone else. It could be a Roman Reigns. It could be a John Cena. We don't know. But a lot of my sources tell me Samoa Joe.
I was gonna say, where are these rumors coming from?
What are your sources?
I don't look. A good journalist never gives up his sources. So, that's kind of the general gist of the Samoa Joe. That was the genesis of the Samoa Joe Project was how do we keep wrestling lasting forever and then also cash in on a lot of nostalgia. And of course, Vince is going to be the first one to be able to like, let's make some other mini Vinces. We can just kick those out.
Life finds a way.
Exactly. And so then he doesn't have to hand over power. He just hands it over to another Vince. And he takes it over.
Or a McMahon kind.
Or a McMahon kind. We'll get into that too. We got a lot to cover here. So... overall, that's the idea of the Samoa Joe Project. So you say, okay, where am I going to get all these Palombos? Samoa Joe Project. Where are we going to get all of these little baskets? Samoa Joe Project. Where are we going to get the military might to defeat China in a possible war in the next 20 years? Samoa Joe Project. This is all starting to build together. To then Vince is really going to solidify himself, not just the entertainment business,
But in the Samoa business.
in the yeah, in the
Crazy son of a bitch, you did it.
so that's the gist of the Samoa Joe Project.
Imagine if there was like 50 Samoa Joes that just marched into AEW. It was like, we're taking over,
You don't know who we are.
but we're all the same.
We've been hearing this idea for probably years.
Yeah. I mean,
This is the first time it's made sense to me.
the Samoa Joe Project has been mentioned probably at least 6 times on 6 different podcasts that we've done. And now we get to hear what it's all about.
No one's disappointed.
Oh, man. Well, at first it was all Samoan DNA, like the Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe and the Usos and The Rock and
Because
Yokozuna.
Well, okay, so
He's
the
Japanese, idiot.
So what made me start digging into this is because there was a lot of like Rikishi. A lot of people would be like, "Oh, this guy's related to The Rock. This guy's related to The Rock. This guy's related," and it was like, wait a minute, is there something here? And then when you start digging further, and it's like it's more
Samoa
than
Joe.
It's more than just a Samoan thing. Samoa Joe just happens to be the guy because he has, advanced healing abilities. Kind of like Deadpool, in a way. At least that's what my sources tell me. I don't know. So it's not even a Samoan thing. It's a Samoa Joe thing.
I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss. Bobby?
Oh, man. I don't know what to say either. 2 scissors, no hand sale. Fucking A. All right.
So that's part one of the redevelopment of the WWE. You launch yourself up. It's backed by the Samoa Joe Project. You get yourself loaded up with the Vic Murphy stable, which will be the brand new NWO with the Palombos.
All these wrestlers are going to do the 23andMe, and it's just going to say Samoa Joe on there.
They're sprinkling a little bit of Vince in there.
It's going to be 97% Samoa Joe, 3% Vince McMahon.
If anybody's good at Photoshop.
Dad, I found out I'm 97% Samoa Joe. No wonder I don't look like you and Mom. Oh, shit.
Are they coming out full grown? Or is it...
Well, they age quickly. It's like Jurassic Park. You know, if they were able to make the dinosaurs age quicker.
It's
They
like
do that in
it's like
Jurassic
Jack.
Yeah.
They grow up 4 times fast.
Yeah, they have
God damn
four times aging.
4 times speed. And that's why we can pump them out and reuse them because they die off quick so
Yeah.
we can get more.
By the time their run is over, you don't got to worry about like, well, how are we going to give this guy a retirement package? No, you're just going to.
Yeah, you
they-
just-
I don't know if they were advanced aging or Judy
All they have to-
Bagwell's just taking care of everybody. I didn't know.
on a forklift.
I wonder if she's still up there.
Watch the DVD.
She's a former tag team champion.
Was it Rick Steiner?
Shout out to Rick. Your brother Scott's welcome here anytime. Dogface Gremlin. I want your belt, Dogface. I want your belt.
Who was saying that?
Scott Hall. So I was watching a Nitro, and the Outsiders lost the tag team titles to the Steiner brothers. Well, Bischoff said it wasn't for the title, so they demanded their tag team titles back, and Scott Hall just repeatedly yelled at Rick Steiner saying, Dogface, I want your title. Give me your title, Dogface.
Oh my god.
Woo, I'm crying. Oh, shit.
Oh god.
All right, so we got the Palombos. We got the Samoa Joe Project.
So the whole the Samoa Joe Project is going to be able to provide the staffing of this new transformation of the WWE. Now you're going to ask yourself though, it's like, well, what about Vince? How do we legitimize this Vic Murphy Palumbo takeover? Because you got to put him up against somebody. You can't just put him against like the New Day or the fucking what are those the fucking those substitute teacher bikers, or you can't
The Disciples of Apocalypse.
No, the Gallows and Anderson that are no longer there.
Yeah, but so you can't do that, or the fucking Vikings. You can't fuck around with that. So you gotta put someone legitimate up there, and if you're gonna make Vic Murphy the new Stone Cold Steve Austin, you gotta put him up against a formidable opponent, which was, I think, his best was Vince McMahon. Now this gets me to the Vincent Kennedy McMahon Belt. Now, the idea of this is, it came to me, I think, when we were watching Sting's last run in the WWE, where he's
0-2 and he was gonna win the Divas title, but they changed it to the women's title.
Well, that's a whole nother. We can get into the Sting thing, and
That's a fact.
I mean, that's what they should have done. A couple things should have happened there. Was say, they should have just let him win, like start him off small with the Divas title.
Yeah. Just have him Scorpion Deathlock every chick in the locker room.
Like he comes down from the rafters again, and he just knocks out like and everyone's like, then he's the ultimate heel, right? Because he's beating up on women. Nobody likes
with
that.
a bat.
Or he dies by smacking into the turnbuckle.
Well, there's that too. Yes.
Come on, man.
It's a
That's
win.
for another show.
Oh, we're not going to touch on that?
No, we don't talk about stuff like
Well,
that.
that's how
here.
the Samoa Joe Project will allow accidents like Owen Hart to never happen. Well, they can happen, but they can bring them back.
Yeah.
So they're not,
Pretty sure it's storyline.
It could be.
It could be. He
Could be longest running.
Yeah. I mean, him and fucking Tupac are living in a fucking island somewhere and just waiting to come back.
Yeah, and maybe practicing wrestling moves
Yeah.
while recording platinum albums.
Yeah. Yeah. The Blue Blazer versus Tupac.
Yeah.
Machiavelli.
The Blue Album.
But what was I getting? Oh, so the Sting run. Let's touch on that for a minute, because since this is the genesis of the Vincent Kennedy McMahon Belt, if I could say it. And so what they should have done is, they should have had him, built him up as a villain, and then there was something where they were going to have like a. Didn't they have like a statue of like Seth Rollins made?
Yeah.
Like Triple H had a statue of Seth Rollins, and I wanted it to be like within a cage type thing. And did they actually make the statue?
They had the statue, and then Sting was like replaced the statue.
Oh, that's right.
And then the statue was back, and they threw it in like a dumpster or something.
There was really a statue?
Yeah, I think so. They broke it.
So
I think
my angle on that would have been, instead of it, they reveal as like, oh, here's the statue. Oh, it's Sting in the container. What would have been better is if it was like a cage-like structure that held the statue,
like a shark cage.
Yeah. And instead of there being a statue, there was no statue. There was just because it was a big celebration in the ring for Seth Rollins that the Authority at the time was trying to do. So instead, there would be an empty container cage where the statue would be, and it would be a note written by Sting, being like, "Dear Triple H, I
thought Vince McMahon was like tied up.
You're right. Vince would be tied up in the cage.
Yeah, on like a chair. So he's tied to a chair.
And there would be like a little note being like, "Dear Triple H, unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend this fabulous jubilee in the honor of Seth Rollins. Please accept this gift as my condolences for not being able to attend." And Triple H is reading it. It's like a close up on it's silent in the arena, and he's reading it. It's a close up of him like reading it out loud under his breath.
Yeah, you can see his lips moving.
Yeah, and he's just reading it out loud, and then all of a sudden he's like. He looks up to the camera, and he kind of looks up to the ceiling, and he shakes his fist. He's like, "Sting!" And as he says it, the camera zooms out to a wide, and it's just quiet with him just being Sting.
And then it slows out of like the city, and then the world, and then the earth,
and then it
you
fades.
Yeah, and you can see like the whole earth, and he's like, Sting.
Yeah, and it fades, and that would have been the build-up to what would have become one of his last runs in the WWE. Now, with that being said, I think they did him a little dirty. I think what needs to happen, if you're going to put a wrestler out to pasture and you're going to give him a solid run, he needs to first and foremost there needs to be a competition for the Vincent Kennedy McMahon Belt. Now, the holder of the belt is someone that's being sent out to pasture. So here's the way you're going to do it the first time. Vince is he's going to announce, "I've got this new belt." And set himself up as the ultimate villain. I'm going to be the holder of the belt since it's my belt. And you're going to have to come and take it from me. And it ends up becoming, if you challenge for the Vincent Kennedy McMahon belt, it's a loser leave town match. So what'll happen the first time around to legitimize it, he's like, "Listen, I'm going to have it. And if you beat me, then I will leave town." And if you lose, you gotta leave town and you're fired. And so the first time they're gonna bring back like an old
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah, they're gonna bring back an old school guy. It's gonna be kind of a comical thing. It'll be like that, or Bob Backlund, or the Freebirds, or something.
Hardcore Holly. I don't know.
Yeah, something along the Bastion Booger. And they're gonna come out and they're gonna lose. And he's like, "See, you got you know, if you want to take me on, you got to win this."
That'd be awesome if it was like Roman, like the top guy, and he's like, "See, he's gone," and
Yeah.
you never see him again.
Yeah, so it's a and there's you know, you could play around with the rules of it, and that you can have like a no holds barred or something, Extreme Rules type match if you want to book it. But what'll end up being is Stone Cold. They'll build it up where Stone Cold goes, and he takes on Vince for the Vincent Kennedy McMahon Belt, right? And they get to do a run where it's like this classic thing, but with Stone Cold Stone Cold's going to be like the Hollywood Hogan of the Vic Murphy Palumbo takeover, right? He's going to legitimize the new version of the NWO.
I thought it was Vic Murphy.
Yeah, I thought we didn't
Well,
want.
wait. You gotta hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm so confused.
So Stone Cold goes up against Vince a year. This builds up for a year. Goes from like WrestleMania to WrestleMania. Finally, at the WrestleMania, whatever, fucking like 45 that we're in, he goes and takes on Vince. Vince loses. Vince has got to leave town, and he's fired. Basically, it's a retirement match, right? If you lose, because Vince ain't going to be wrestling anymore. This is his last run. Stone Cold gets it, and it legitimizes the Palumbo Vic Murphy takeover. He's the Hollywood Hogan. However, the next year, Stone Cold's got to defend that belt. And who else comes to take it? And then you can just cycle in older wrestlers to then. So the Vincent Kennedy McMahon Belt is just a vehicle to legitimize the Vic Murphy Palumbo thing. After the Stone Cold thing, they kind of split off. They have like a little feud on their own and blah, blah, blah. Stone Cold leaves, but he's still got to defend that belt on his own. You know, the stable doesn't get to claim that belt. Just Stone Cold.
Why is Stone Cold part of this stable?
Yeah.
Because you want to bring back you want to legitimize the Vic Murphy stable, and you also
But
want
why is he part of the stable?
it doesn't really benefit him, but since he's on his way out over the next 12 months, it's a way to build up a replacement for him, which Vic Murphy is supposed to be the modern day replacement of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay. So it's,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
Shawn Michaels leaving, Triple H rising up.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
all
that,
right.
like
All right.
that.
I got you.
Thanks.
It's a business
Thanks,
move.
expert.
It's a business move. See, thank you. That's why I need you here to like. These I know these are kind of wild and uncontained ideas, but there's
There's a nucleus in a
Yeah.
a
center.
Yes.
to a lot of
Kick
these.
it in. Shit.
So anyway, so then Stone Cold goes off on his run, and then that's the cycle. Like everybody gets 1 year run. Like Goldberg would have been a perfect person
Fuck
to have
Goldberg.
a Kennedy McMahon belt, and then when he loses, he's done and he's gone forever. And you can give him a retirement package. It's like kind of being put in the Hall of Fame.
And there we go with Rusev.
Exactly.
Rusev can put together a retirement package. You know, maybe it's a couple fucking like a fruit
perfect.
basket and like a gift card to Applebee's.
Yep.
And maybe, you know, a golf package.
Yeah. Just a bunch of little like things that put together, and it ties into that year's Hall of Fame ceremony, and it just ties it all together in a nice package deal where it routes it right to, okay, well, you're going up for the Vincent Kennedy McMahon belt, so here's then you got this, and you're able to cash in on the popularity of an elder statesman wrestler for another year or two while you kind of see them out. And I think it's a win-win for everybody in that regard. So that's between that, and then of course the Vic Murphy stable will kind of grow and continue to grow, and with the Samoa Joe Project, you're going to have a lot of classic matches re-seen again, and it's really going to make sure. And if Disney buys this, they're going to be in on all of it because they love to cash in on nostalgic things.
Yeah, they want to clone Walt Disney.
Yes.
They're going to make
Yeah.
WWE animated.
Yeah. Well, no, this is better than making it animated. They
I'd like
reanimate it.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Claymation.
It could be that too. So that's the biggest of the ideas that we've come up with
Weave.
Don't say we.
These are the biggest ideas that we've all kind of agreed upon that this should be the future that
Keep
the
saying
WWE should go in. Now I do want to touch on a couple other things that you had mentioned. The McMahon kind.
The McMahon kind.
Yeah. So here's a run. We were talking about this just yesterday.
Yeah. McMahon kind is truth.
Yes.
This is new to me.
So
You agreed upon this. We all agreed upon this. So
Into something here.
McMahon kind is Mick Foley as mankind, but imitating Vince McMahon.
Well, not a little bit.
Sort of.
It's kind of it's so this is what they should have done with Mankind, and maybe they can redo this once we get the Samoa Joe project off the ground. What they should have done is with Mankind is he creates a little man, like he takes him to the boiler room, and he makes little Mankinds out of him. So what ends up
Just
happening,
little Mankinds.
like he goes and say they have a storyline where he kidnaps Vince. Because remember back in the day, him and Vince had like some like agreement where he gave him like a shitty fucked up belt, and then he was like, "Oh,
Yeah, it was the Vincent Kennedy McMahon belt that
Was
he
it?
gave it. Yeah.
I thought it was a hardcore belt."
No, he gave him the Vincent Kennedy McMahon belt. This happened years ago.
Did it really?
Yeah, why did you just stole the idea that they already had.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, and the Vincent Kennedy McMahon belt was 24/7.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's great. If it already existed, we just repackage it, put it out there, and it's good to go. They've already got it. That's even better. See, I don't know a lot of...
And that was today's episode, people.
I don't... I don't have a lot of background in wrestling, so...
Anyone's still listening?
Was that really? Was
No, it was a hardcore
that...
belt.
That's what I thought. Okay. I thought I was right on that.
Don't you think you would have heard of the Vincent Kennedy McMahon belt?
One of us would have said something over the last 3 years hearing about this.
I don't know.
Oh, man. Who took the edible now? Anyway.
So
He's creating little mankinds in the boiler room.
yeah, so like it'll be like Vince, but he's got like the mankind mask, or it'll be like he'll kidnap like Rikishi, and it's like Rikishi in the mankind mask, and then he creates like little. It's an early version of what I believe to be the Palumbos of the future. This is what they should have done in the '90s, and this would have been the
McMahonkind.
yeah, and it would have been like McMahon-kind or a Rikishi kind,
Yeah.
or a
Rock kind.
a Stone Cold kind.
Big Show kind.
Yeah. A Kane kind?
Kane kind. Kane kind.
Okay.
Undertaker kind?
Still not as good as Concessions Kane.
Kane,
Yeah.
Kane,
Or Aloha.
Kane kind has half Kane mask, half mankind mask. This is getting ridiculous.
Getting this now?
Oh, yeah. Everything else made sense up to the McMahon kind.
Well, this is still raw. We just came up with this the other day, so
Yeah, this is still in the works.
it hasn't been as fleshed out as like the Vincent Kennedy McMahon belt and Vic Murphy has. And it also brings me to the other idea. We've kind of touched on this, where they should start doing more for the lead up of the Vincent Kennedy McMahon belt. You have to have qualifiers. You have to have old school guys qualifying for this. So they should start doing more old school versus new school matches. So a couple that I wrote down and I think would be pretty cool
God. I can't wait to hear about this.
would be like the New Day versus the Freebirds.
Okay, that's perfect,
Okay.
actually.
Yeah.
All right.
We're talking like Stone Cold versus Bob Backlund.
Okay.
You can
okay.
you
Yes.
can alternate that with like John Cena, and then maybe you do like a three-way dance where it's like Junkyard Dog versus Bash and Booger versus Daniel Bryan.
Is Junkyard Dog dead?
Yes. And why is Daniel Bryan
Because it's got to be new school, old school.
bullshit Bastion Booger?
That's who you picked? You could have had the Repo Man, goddammit.
Yeah, or Mantar.
Well, I'm just giving a couple examples. I mean, you can intersperse this with whoever you want. I mean, you want to put fucking
It's a yearly tournament.
Marty
yeah.
Jannetty.
Yeah, you put a little Margie Jannetty in there. You put I don't
brought
know.
him up a lot on this podcast.
Who, Marty Jannetty?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought that I don't think I've ever brought Marty Jannetty up on here. Hit you with the drop kick, Marty Jannetty. It's an Action Bronson song. Whatever, dude. Hey, listen to some music. Stop playing with your scissors.
I need scissors.
He almost cut the microphone cord for people that can't see us.
Everybody.
Oh yeah. We're not visual yet.
No, yeah, but you'll see.
You'll see.
it
You'll see.
eventually.
You'll see his scissors.
Yeah.
He's got a little hand like DJ Paul. God damn it. 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah.
Academy Award winners. Come on, man. All right. I think that's going to bring us right into our sponsorship for
Yeah,
today.
let's get into the sponsorship before we get into the
that
last.
money.
Today's episode is brought to you by Goldstein and Associates Divorce Attorneys. Are you tired of fucking face to face, or just sick of, or just sick of your bitch? Is she cheating on you and you have no place to go, or does your side piece give better head than she does? Call Goldstein and Associates for your speedy divorce and happiness. Call 1-800-GOLDSTEIN or visit pennypincher.com. Again, that's pennypincher.com.
Nice. I'm glad we're getting some like higher grade sponsorships.
Face-to-face thing
Yeah.
came back again, huh?
I mean, that's part of their advertisement.
I mean, at least if you're fucking face to face, at least that means that you
You
still
love
love
her.
each. Yeah.
Love each other. I've heard that somewhere.
So, shout out to Drew and his lovely wife that he loves.
That was one of the best times at this house, though. I don't know why.
That got super serious real quick.
Yeah. Oh god. So there was one other one that I had here, and you kind of already touched on it. Where I think you mentioned like a Hell in a Cell and stuff like that. So I was thinking like one of the new types of matches that they could do. I think this would be an extravaganza. I think a wrestling extravaganza. I think it would be the new, yearly thing that people look forward to. People look forward to WrestleMania. People look forward to SummerSlam. People look forward to Bash at the Beach, Royal Rumble. People look forward to this stuff.
People looked forward to Bash at the Beach since 2001 when it ended.
Well, I mean,
But we still got the Rumble.
there's no time like the present to bring it back. And maybe you can put this match that I'm going to talk about in the new Bash at the Beach.
Okay. It'll be the headline.
Yeah. So I don't know what to call it, but it's essentially you're going to have the elimination chamber set up, right? You got the little chambers within the ring. So you do the elimination chamber thing. But the idea of the match is you need to get out of the ring and you need to be able to get to the back stage and drive away. And
That's the match?
that's the match. But however, you got to understand that there's more than just an elimination chamber going on here. It's also going to be in a Hell in a Cell setup. Where you're going to have the actual like cage around it. So you got the elimination chamber and you got the cage around it.
And then you got
And
a
then-
Punjabi prison, don't you?
Not quite. Now you got a bunch of lumberjacks outside of the Hell in the Cell. That's going to keep you from getting it. So it's going to be part lumberjack match as well. And then you're going to do the Punjabi prison around that.
How big is this setup?
Well, that's why you got to do it at like a
the
Bash
beach.
at the Beach
Oh, yeah.
because you're going to need some extra space. And then you're going to set up outside the Punjabi prison. You're going to have like some flames and things, like some pyrotechnics that'll go off. I mean,
Some dogs.
I have dogs written here.
Dogs. They did that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't know if that was real or not.
The kennel match.
Yeah, it'll be a kennel match outside that. And also while in the ring yourself, you're going to have your elimination chambers. But so you get the lumberjacks outside the Hell in the Cell. You're going to have 4 wrestlers in each of the chambers, but in the actual ring itself, you're going to have a battle royale also going. Okay? So you got to like get through the battle royale, you got to get out of the Hell in the Cell,
Let 'em
get past
go.
the lumber.
Welcome back, because we had a little bit of technical difficulties
Yeah.
with the power outage.
Yeah, it was out for a good, 45 minutes or so,
Yeah,
something
something
like
like
Not
that.
too
that.
bad. Not too bad.
We were able to watch a little bit. We should have took a picture of it.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah, well, we had there's like is that a 70-inch TV
Yeah,
in the
it's-
living room?
65 to 70 inch.
So obviously with a power outage you can't use it, but luckily Sam's got unlimited data on his phone, so we put his what kind of phone do you got?
iPhone.
It's an iPhone
7?
iPhone 7, so we had an iPhone 7 on a tripod, and we were just watching that on the couch.
Yeah, and that's
of what is it?
Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules. I was going to say
Horror
WrestleMania
show.
for some
And
reason.
yeah, horror show at Extreme Rules. But that is 2 scissors, no hands, Sam.
Yes,
For
true.
any confusion.
True.
So,
So I think when it cut off, I was in the middle of a sentence explaining the ultimate match
Bash at the
for a Bash at a Beach. So just to, I believe the recap, just very, very quickly, It's a
Elimination chamber.
Elimination chamber with a battle royale going on in the ring, surrounded by a Hell in a Cell cage, surrounded by lumberjacks, surrounded by a Punjabi prison
With dogs.
with dogs and pyrotechnics on the outside. Now, the goal is to get out of all of that. The first person, I mean, this match alone is the pay-per-view. To get out of all of that and to escape down the entrance, the wrestling entrance from the ring, get to the back, get in your vehicle, and drive as far away as possible.
Okay, real quick. How many people are in this match?
Well, I mean, let's take a look. We got the 4 main contestants in the Hell in a Cell cells. Or not Hell in a Cell, elimination chambers. Then you're going to have a battle royale of, we'll say, probably 20 people in the ring.
Okay, so that's 24.
24.
People. And then how many lumberjacks do you have?
We're probably going to go with about 30 lumberjacks. We really want to pack the lumberjacks in there.
So can one of the lumberjacks win the match?
No, the lumberjacks cannot. They're just literal lumberjacks.
So they're not wrestlers.
No. They're lumberjacking though.
Okay.
Is this on the beach?
This is going to be in a Bash of the Beach, preferably at a beach, because if you're going to do a Bash of the Beach, it's got to be at a beach.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's kind of stupid.
Can they escape on a jet ski?
So you did mention this while the power was out. So, I mean, the idea is to just hop in a vehicle and get away as far. And then the idea is I'd like to see a camera shot, a tracking shot of the either the car or a jet ski would be pretty cool too, since you're at a beach driving away, and the camera like doing front on like facing the front of the jet ski, and the wrestler, we'll say it's Vic Murphy just for shits and giggles right now. And
because we can't think of a real wrestler.
Yeah, you see the hair, or lack thereof, blowing in the wind. He's riding the waves, and all of a sudden it slowly fades in credits. And
see, they should show, they should show it over the shoulder, and then you see a building like 5 miles away. It's
the wall,
and someone on top of that building, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's the wall," or whoever it is. And then they take that jet ski to that, like they're in the direction of that building.
Maybe. I mean, you could do that too. I was just trying to make a whole cinematic.
And that's when
feel to
Nitro
it.
comes on the next day. Is when that
It's a good way to kick off Nitro.
Yes.
You could literally reboot Nitro with Vic Murphy and the Samoa Joe Project. I mean, you could really just bring back the classics. Have the Harlem Heat keep beating up the Rock and Roll Express. All
have
that
Greg
good shit.
the Hammer Valentine with the same hairdo.
Yeah.
And just losing every match.
And his toad-like body.
Oh God.
His hot bod. He looks like a battle toad.
He does.
When does that come out? Isn't there a new Battletoads?
There is
Not
supposed to
get
be
sidetracked,
a
dude.
new
God damn it.
Battletoads.
This is important.
It is
you
true.
have a show called 64-Bit Legends. I'm sorry I brought up a video game.
I forgot you're our video game expert.
Yeah.
Thought it was
I don't
analyst.
know. I don't know how you play video games with 2 scissors and no hands.
Xbox has that adaptive controller. I'm just kidding. I'm not a loser. I don't play Xbox.
But yeah, that pretty much wraps up. We unfortunately we got cut off at the power outage with my last kind of idea / conspiracy theory that Vince should take up.
I have one.
Okay, yeah. What is
that I know Vince would love?
Mm-hmm.
You have the New Day looking for a new member.
Okay.
A bunch of people come out, trying to narrow it down. And a white guy comes out.
Okay.
And they don't pick him. And then he says, well, that's a little racist. So New Day side huddles.
Because just for those who don't know, the New Day there's 3 African American wrestlers together, and that's like
they're positively powerful.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, full of kids love it. It's fantastic. But
I
anyway,
love it.
go ahead.
I don't think they'd be listening to this if they didn't listen to wrestling, because that's all the show is. So
I don't know.
this
True,
particular show is just about wrestling.
That's
so
true.
I don't
That is
know. I'm pretty sure everyone knows who No Day is.
All right.
That's
Well,
gonna
anyway.
listen.
So they end up, so they don't want to seem racist, so they just let the white guy in.
Okay.
Well, then he just keeps accidentally doing racist shit all the time.
Wow.
Like, hey,
this is
guys,
good.
I brought you dinner. They walk in the back, KFC.
Oh,
Just
I
he
see.
doesn't mean it.
Yeah,
because everyone loves KFC. Like, it's not a racial thing.
I could see it where like Kofi Kingston or something. It's like, really, this is what you're gonna like. We bring you on the team, and this is what you're gonna do.
And he's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And I got you guys dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like,
I get it.
They need a loan, and he's like, "Well, you can use my credit. I probably have the best."
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
just trying to help out and just accidental racist
Yeah.
all the time. Vince would love it.
Well, that's what I mean. This is if you pitched this to Vince, he would rubber stamp it and put it in action.
And he'd probably give it to Rusev to give it to someone else that handles paperwork.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Make sure there's no like HR liabilities, of course.
Maybe
You don't
Wade
want any
Barrett or
lawsuits.
something.
Oh, he should come back.
Wade Barrett.
Yeah, he's got some.
Yeah, B.
And then so he gives this form to Wade Barrett, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I have some bad news." And then he kicks some Legos and says he can't do it.
Was Legos on a Raw?
Yeah,
It was the season premiere.
yeah.
Was it Gold Dust?
Yes.
Okay,
But wait, was it the season premiere? I'm
Yeah.
thinking of? Okay.
Sorry, Chris. Nothing personal. It's a season
It's
premiere.
the season premiere.
First time I ever heard that.
This is a long season. That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
It was the season premiere, and, then
and
they
that was the only ever that was the only time they mentioned the season premiere in that episode. It was he just attacked Chris Jericho. It was awesome.
You got any crazy ones there, Caboose?
No, not really. I do think this is like real. You know, I think they should have turned Cena heel. You know,
Yeah.
we've talked about this, and I
should've
think
done
they
it against Bryan. Like you said.
Daniel Bryan when he had the whole Yes movement. They could have had. I think he was against what, the Authority or Evolution, or both, or no? He was the
Authority.
members.
Oh, yeah.
He had the triple threat match
After he beat Hunter.
against
Orton and Batista.
yeah.
It
And
was the
after
Authority.
after he beat Hunter, and he should have been getting his ass kicked in that match, right, by the two of them.
Right.
Cena comes out. Everyone's like, "Yeah, Cena! You know, let's go, Cena!
Cena sucks.
Let's go, Cena!
Cena sucks.
Let's go, Cena!
Cena sucks.
Let's
I'm
go,
not doing it
Cena!" So, all right. So, you hear the little girl saying, "Let's go, Cena," in the background. And Cena's like, "Oh, man, I'm going to help the fucking gay Daniel Bryan because he has the ugly Bella." And he goes out there and he's, the ring clears except for Daniel Bryan. And Cena's there and he just F's him in the ring with the FU. And he hits him with it and everyone's like, "Oh," and he takes off his shirt and it has Vince's fucking face on his chest.
Ooh, nice. This would be good.
But it's tattooed.
Yeah.
So it's like not a shirt.
Yeah. It's
And
across the bare chest.
Yes.
It's permanent.
and then Vince comes out and he's like, "I have a special belt for you."
There we go.
Oh.
And he gives him the Vincent Kennedy
I see
McMahon
what you
belt.
did.
It
I like
all
that.
ties together. Then it goes to the Samoa Joe
then-
Project, Bash at the Beach.
And Cena would be a good carrier for that for years. Like he could retire a lot of these guys that are trying to get this belt.
Yeah. Yeah.
That actually makes sense.
See?
See,
I haven't said that all podcast.
Everything that we say on this podcast in every episode makes sense.
well, real quick, we were talking as we were.
Never mind.
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
Even the Obama jumping
Yeah,
to
the
Mars
Obama jumping to Mars.
Wait,
was
what?
The only thing I had a problem with that podcast.
Wait, which
with
one?
Tim Black. I don't even remember that.
Wait, yeah, he said Obama's going to jump to Mars.
He was jumping to Mars using portals in the 80s. That's
I
what
forgot about
stuck out
that.
in my
That was-
memory. It's just,
It was at the end.
Oh,
it was
all
at the
right.
very end.
That's the problem. I end up having to pee on these long podcasts. Luckily, the power went out, so I was able to pee right away. But so then what ends up happening? I mean, it happened to me on Friday on the stream that I was on. That went on for 3 hours, and I had to take a deadly pee. Where it just hurts, but I didn't want to interrupt anything.
get a bottle.
And I can't. Well, yeah, but you're
Get a trough.
Yeah, I just hook up to a catheter. So then I stopped paying attention because all I'm thinking about is just hold it a little longer. So I missed out on this whole thing, Obama jumping to Mars. I wish I would have paid attention.
You should listen to this podcast.
Well, I try to. but-
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I make sure everything's all right.
Yeah. But
I'm our HR department. Like if we step over the line, I call each other in the office. I'm like, "Hey,
What is the line?
it's the line.
there's a line.
There is a line."
We've had to cut stuff out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
take some things out. There was some episodes that are just
In the vault, probably not even in the vault anymore.
Yeah.
I
brought
hope
this
it's
up-
deleted.
I brought this up last time. When do we get the St. Patrick's Day episode?
so the St. Patrick's Day episode actually will go up eventually because it's not bad.
The
It's
second
just
part probably will never go up.
the second part. I mean, the second part just doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's not even anything too bad. I listened to it.
opposed-
Well, no, it's just
It was just a
doesn't-
lot of confusion.
Yeah, it doesn't
we
give
were
any
too
context
drunk.
to
You
anything.
weren't just. It wasn't funny because you were so terrible.
No, it was literally the three of us in a room, and none of us were on the same page.
Right.
Like it was just we were too drunk.
And then there was an argument
Yeah,
between two of the people on the podcast.
yeah.
Out of the three.
But I don't even think we were on the same page
it
as
wasn't
far
your
as the
boy.
argument.
It wasn't even your boy. It wasn't me. I was in the bathroom when that happened.
Yeah.
So
It'll one of these days. It is one of these episodes that we'll
I got
go up.
another thing. All right, so we got what's
I was
his
hoping
name?
to forget
Two
this.
Scissors, No Hands Sam in here, and he is our wrestling expert. So
Analyst.
Church.
analyst, whatever, analyst, expert, whatever
I'm
the
gonna
fuck.
start saying that from now.
So-
on. Church.
Church. So I got 9 out of 10 of these right. So you gotta beat 9
What do I get?
or better. If you lose, you have to pay for the entire pizza that's coming. If you win, then we split it.
Can I take some home?
Sure. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a list of 10 wrestlers. You're going to have to tell me where they're billed from, and it's going to start
Parts
easy, and it's going to work its way harder. I will let you know that 2 of the places do not really exist.
So unlike all of Melvin Troy's top 10 lists, this is in an order.
This is in order.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we need a clock because we're only going to give them
Okay.
like 2 minutes.
Oh yes, yeah.
I don't do good on. Oh, it's-
Hold on.
So
let me pull it up.
if you don't know the answer, you can pass, and we'll go back to it.
All right, hold on. Let me get the timer. Luckily, I charged my phone in my car during the power outage. So let me find the timer. You said 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
All right, hold on.
And
I'll
let
put
me
it-
begin. And then when it, you know,
right.
maybe it like checkpointed at like a minute and 30 seconds and 10 seconds, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Ready and wait. Do you read it and then time it?
yeah, after he reads
Yeah.
the first
Okay.
question.
All right.
Got
So
it.
the first one, Razor Ramon,
Miami.
Papa Shango,
Pass.
1, 2, 3 Kid,
Who cares?
Trish Stratus,
Toronto.
Seth Rollins,
Iowa.
City,
There's only one.
TikTok.
Des Moines.
All right. Nasty Boys,
Oh, don't throw me the time.
yeah, you got a minute and a
Nasty
half.
Boys.
Nasty Boys.
Fucking
2 of them don't exist, by the way.
is the Nasty Boys one that doesn't exist?
Possibly.
Nasty City.
I'll give it to you. It's Nastyville.
Oh.
I should know that one.
Legion of Doom.
Chicago.
Macho Man. This one's tough. The next 3 are pretty tough.
It's Macho Town,
No, it's a real city. I actually knew this one.
Flavorville.
New York.
No.
I know.
Buff Bagwell. This is the hardest one. But I thought it was something, and I looked them up and
Oh, he's from Georgia. I just listened to him on Stone Cold's podcast. Somewhere in Georgia.
all right.
That's gotta
I'll
count.
give that to you. It's Marietta, Georgia, because I never heard of it.
Okay.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, he's Asbury Park.
Yep. All right. So Papa Shango.
Parts unknown.
Yep.
There we go.
1, 2, 3 Kid.
From like
30 seconds.
New Jersey. He
Nope.
looks like he's from New Jersey.
Nope.
Where's he from? Give me a hint.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Seth Rollins.
Fucking Iowa.
Isn't
20 seconds.
Phone a friend. Melvin?
isn't it? Did you already say Des Moines?
Oh, he's from heaven because he's Christ.
No.
Oh,
It's the other D. It's Davenport.
Davenport.
Macho Man. 5,
I have
4,
no idea where Macho
3,
Man's from.
2,
Vegas.
1. Sarasota.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, Jesus. Of course, because he's old.
He's dead.
He's dead. Well, for now.
Yeah, for now.
Supposed-
For now, he'll
For-
be.
until the Samoa Joe Project kicks in.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Macho Joe.
the only one I thought Buff Bagwell for some reason was from Virginia Beach.
I just listened to the podcast, so I knew he was from Georgia. I just couldn't remember where.
Yeah, that was the only one I got wrong.
Damn.
Now,
You knew Macho Man?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Is it because you've been
Sarasota.
watching the old stuff?
maybe, but it was in my head, and I was like, it's either Pensacola or Sarasota, and I know
Pensacola.
and
Wow.
Pensacola is Roman.
Bam Bam, I knew.
Yeah, Asbury Park.
Yeah, that's
That was
finisher.
right. My hardest one was Bam Bam
Wow.
because no one has ever heard of Asbury
I didn't.
Park.
I thought there was going to be someone else, like Ultimate Warrior. Wasn't he from like Parts Unknown?
It's Papa Shango was
I know, but like I was waiting to see who else was on this list.
Nastyville. Those were those,
I get it now, but I
those
didn't
were
know
the
who
two.
was on the list.
Those were the 2 that didn't exist.
Never mind.
So if you already got the 2 that exist, why were you expecting another one?
Never mind.
You suck at that game,
I was worse at whatever you were asking me earlier with the Sultan.
man.
I don't remember the Bob Backlund being with the Sultan.
He was. You should
AKA
look it up.
Rikishi. I didn't know he was Fatu or the Sultan.
Well, he had a knee walk. We've established that.
Yes.
The Sultan didn't have a knee walk.
How
No,
do you
but
know?
the Bob Backlund did.
The Bob Backlund.
It was like this. It was like
He was running. Remember, he had a presidential campaign, like when he was
Like Bob Backlund?
in the '90s. Yeah,
Yeah, and then
that was like one of his gimmicks. Like
Oh, it
he
was a gimmick. Okay.
Yeah, it was like '96. He was like running for president.
I thought he was running when I was 10.
or maybe he was even younger. Maybe he was.
96. Well, that would have been
Yeah,
Bill
I mean,
Clinton's
yeah, we were
around
Dole.
that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that we got the current pay-per-view that's on. What is
Oh yeah, Extreme Rules
Horror
Horror
Show.
Show at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
So there's an eye for an eye match, and they're
Oh, boy.
talking about actually ripping the guy's eye out. So I'm wondering how they're gonna do this.
Someone's getting paid.
By the time someone's listening to this, it'll already have happened. So you
Yeah.
probably already know. But
I
from
hope it's Ray.
how are they going to do that though? Because then he's got to be
With a
eyeless
With
for
a
a while.
spoon.
Yeah, it just pops it out.
Well, I wonder if they're gonna have he's gonna hold up an eye.
Yeah.
And you're just never going to see him again.
Yeah.
Attached to- it's got like a little retina
Right.
hanging down from
He
it.
could just wear that mask thing so you could keep this going.
Yeah.
It's true. That is true. They
Or
could keep the gimmick
they could
going.
You put an eye patch on Rollins.
Yeah.
Rollins would look good in an eye patch.
Maybe that's
No
the thing.
homo.
Maybe they're setting it up because he's going to go do like some LASIK or something. And then you're like, well, let's do an eye for an eye match. You lose the eye, put an eye patch on while you're healing for a few
They can
months.
call him Patch Rollins.
Yeah.
Patch Rollins. It'd be perfect.
How many Robin Williams movies can you fit into one episode?
Flubber.
That's 3.
What was it?
Jack.
Oh, yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Nice.
4 times fast.
4 times fast. Flubber. Dude, we got to get out soon because we got our 1 hour photo coming.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Um,
I can't sleep at night because I have insomnia.
Yeah. You don't.
I get it now. It took me a minute.
You have 2 scissors, no hands, but you don't have a hook.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
I was just going to say it, but I'm like, no, I don't want to be an asshole. One of his best movies. Who did this to
Oh,
you?
man.
Uncle Frank and Aunt Jack.
Oh God.
What was Miss Doubtfire's first name?
Mrs.
No, it's Euphigenia Doubtfire.
Euphigenia.
It
Euphigenia.
sounds something like that.
Yeah, Euphigenia Doubtfire.
She's from here and there. I know that.
Yeah.
He's like, what part of England you from? She's like, here and there, dear. Here and there.
There was also something we were talking about. Wasn't there like a match in the swamp tonight?
There was a match on the
So
swamp.
I think we were tossing around the idea again. This is a fresh conspiracy that just happened. We all know that Vince and Trump are close friends
Yeah.
to some extent, and Trump's on a campaign. He's got to go for re-election. Eventually, it would probably be a good idea to get some television time to pop in on like a wrestling event.
He is a Hall of Famer.
Exactly. So if they got a match at a swamp,
Gotti?
what if it turns into a drain the swamp match?
And he's out there just draining it in the middle of it.
Yes.
Yep.
It's like Trump's like the surprise referee or something, and they're just draining the swamp, quote
Dude,
unquote.
That would be awesome if he's out there and then you see like a Democrat, like
It's a guy dressed up like Joe Biden.
like
I like how you air quoted Democrat. I don't understand why, but I like
It's
it.
really a libertarian, but
like they,
Green Party.
okay.
yeah.
They dress up a Democrat and he's polluting the swamp.
Yeah.
He's just shoving like chemical waste in there. And Trump's like, this needs to be stopped. We need to drain this.
Book it. I like it.
And then like when he drains it, like Ultimate Warrior's body's at the bottom of the
Yeah.
pond.
Wow.
And then you have a run-in with a guy with a CNN head.
Yeah. Yep.
That was good. That's what's so great. It's like, what other president are you gonna get? I mean, look, I've told people enjoy this time. Well, not this time in particular with coronavirus, but like before coronavirus, I was like, enjoy this because it's gonna go back to getting boring and frustrating again when you look at it. What other president are you gonna get that they're gonna be able to take clips from fucking WWE
Yeah.
and make
The
into
Rock?
memes? Yeah.
The Rock.
Yeah, as soon as The Rock's president.
The
Yeah.
Rock Heart 2024.
Well, maybe Heart
Dude,
Foundation.
can I was gonna call him Otis. Can Otis cash in tonight in the swamp?
I don't know. Heavy machinery doesn't have a good history in swamp-like conditions.
Are you talking about the Fat Mechanics?
Yes, that is the best name you've ever come up with.
AKA the Tuck.
The Tuck is never happening.
Now,
That's
what's-
your one gimmick.
Yeah,
thing. Why
what's
don't you-
what's the story with the Tuck?
Okay, so I
refresh my
think
memory.
I've discussed this on the podcast
Yeah,
before.
quickly.
But the Tuck, we all know the Fat Mechanics, AKA Heavy Machinery. Tucky. Him and Otis. And Otis is now currently dating the lovely Mandy Rose, and he has the Money in the Bank. It seems like he's got the world in his palm. You know, he's on top of the world. He's the man right now. Well, he is going to get attacked in the back room. It's just, let's face the facts. He's going to get attacked.
Okay.
Maybe hit by a car.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe.
get hit by a car. That's,
Or
we're
jet ski.
Yeah, we're bash
like
at the
it.
beach.
Yep.
It all ties in, fellas. So he gets attacked, and he's laying down, and he can't compete. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to give the briefcase to my main man, Tucky, and he gives it to Tucky. So Tucky is, chilling with the briefcase, and video comes out, weeks and weeks later that Tucky hit him with either a jet ski, a car,
Or
maybe
some heavy machinery.
or a fat mechanic.
Yes. He just takes this fat dude in overalls and just hits him with it.
He swings him by his ankles. So this video comes out, and this is when like fans are back in the stadium, right? So he comes out and he's doing a promo, and they show this video, and Mandy Rose is crying, and the Tuck, starts getting booed out of the, people hate it because they love Otis. So
People hoping he dies, maybe?
Tucky, he starts hearing some chants. He's die, Tucky, die, Tucky, die, Tucky, die. Well, Tucky does not take this lightly, so he disappears for maybe a month, and he comes back.
$500 shirt.
He comes back with the New Day.
Ooh.
Whoa, this is new.
So he comes
It's
back
a
with
new
the
day.
New Day. Yeah, it is a new day.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I see where you're going now.
So, everyone thinks the New Day is equal. No.
Whoa.
They have a leader.
Oh.
I thought you were going. Never mind.
Wow.
You're saying they're not equal.
they are equal, but they have a leader.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
need a
I get
leader
what
of
you
the
mean.
stable.
They have a hierarchy. It's the
Yes.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Tucky. So Tucky comes out, and he's like, for months, all I heard was die, Tucky, die. And you may think this sounds familiar, but it isn't. And he goes,
Sounds familiar.
now they refer to him as the Tuck.
Oh.
So the Tuck, not to get confused with that lame actor, Dwayne Johnson,
Okay.
the Tuck is a legit wrestler that, you may smell what the Tuck is cooking.
Oh, so he comes back repack. It's like Vic Murphy's the new Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
The Tuck is the new Rock.
Yes. So Vic Murphy may be, flaming hot Vic Murphy, and instead of, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like he was gay or something.
Yeah, that's
God damn it. You guys need to get with
was like
this.
his whole gimmick.
We all agreed upon this beforehand. So the Tuck, maybe like, do you smell what the Tuck is cooking? Or he could come out to, what was the other one?
The Tuck says.
The Tuck says, yes, but
somebody's fixing.
yeah, do you know what the Tuck is fixing?
Yeah, there you
Wrench
go.
sounds.
Yeah.
And then his music hits.
Comes out with like a ratchet.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like
and
an
then,
impact wrench.
Maybe instead of an eyebrow, he gives like a nostril flare.
Yeah,
or
he's like,
something.
"Oh, look
he's
at that
like,
nostril
oh, the
flare."
people's nostrils. Or
The blue collar.
yeah, the
nostril.
blue
Yeah.
collar nostrils.
There you
know,
go.
so the Tuck becomes, Money in the Bank winner. He becomes champion, the blue collar champion. Then he comes, he's got the blue collar, maybe elbow or knee. He's got merchandise, saying the Tuck,
Right.
and maybe an animal behind him, like a bear or like a moose, instead of a bull.
An eagle.
Oh. We have to see his tattoos.
No, maybe a hippo or something. It's got to be something big.
Oh, like the Rock's bull logo.
Oh my God, Jesus
That's what
Christ!
you're talking about.
I'm supposed to follow all these Samoa Joe projects, and he can't follow one.
He's got a lot on his mind.
So, the Tuck, and then the Tuck says he becomes world champion. He becomes Hall of Famer. He becomes WrestleMania main eventer, and then he starts doing children's movies.
Yeah.
Maybe called the Tuck Fairy.
Yeah. I like that. Or the fucking the
Or the
the
the Nip Tuck. So the Tuck,
something like that.
yeah, the Tuck just becomes the biggest thing since Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like
The Tuck Bottom.
yeah, he's the Spider King.
Yeah,
No? You don't want-
I don't like spiders.
he's the Tiger King.
yeah, Tiger King. He's the Tiger King.
No, I think that's been done.
No, man, he's in jail.
If Trump wants to get reelected, get him out of jail tomorrow.
Oh, Tiger
He'll-
King?
Oh yeah, he'll win
Yeah.
in a landslide.
That'd be
So-
great is if he just as a big fuck you. If he ends up like because if he were to lose, he still has like a couple months before he's got to hand over power. If he just does like a bunch of ridiculous pardons on like the Tiger King and fucking like I was gonna say OJ, but he's out now. Like
We got time.
fucking if Epstein wouldn't have died, he just like let Epstein out, but he's dead now.
Died.
Well, he
But yeah, that's
committed suicide.
the story of the
yeah,
Tuck.
he commits. He
Yes.
he wasn't murdered.
We believe.
Yeah,
And then maybe he hooks up with Mankind, McMankind,
Nick Mankind.
Is he banging Mandy during this or no?
and he is the Tuck and Suck connection.
They're still PG, right?
Not at this time.
No, not at this
Okay.
time. That's
Okay.
the idea. The whole idea of the Samoa Joe Project and so on is to get it back to a more
to
edgy.
TV-14.
Yeah, we want a more edgy program at this point in time. It's all about nostalgia. Disney bought it, so they gotta like.
Yeah, if Disney bought it, they'll definitely do the Tuck and Suck connection.
McMankind,
They'll have a
instead of a
ride.
sock on his hand,
Oh,
he can have a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
And then the sock.
I'm glad you went there. Okay. Vacuum, not what I expected.
Yeah, I'm not going to put a fleshlight in his hand.
You should.
Or TV-14. Two hands, no Sam. Two scissors, no.
What? He fucked it up.
Two scissors, no hand, Sam.
two hands, no. It's just his hand sitting here.
Oh, Jesus. So where do you come up with these nicknames?
God damn it.
Fucking A. All right.
Oh my god.
And,
I think was that did we cover everything?
I think so.
I think that's
Yeah,
it.
I think we're good.
Oh man, well this has been. I'm glad we were able to get all this off our chest then, so everybody's up to speed.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let's
Hey,
know what
somebody,
you think about our wrestling conspiracies and outlines.
yeah, someone forward this to Vince, and maybe we'll get a paycheck out of it.
Yeah. Hey.
Or somehow he'll cancel WWE in his household.
Yeah,
He's like, don't go to that IP address.
yeah. It's like, oh, they know about the Samoa Joe Project.
Knock on the door.
Like,
It's the fucking Noble and what's his name?
Fucking
J&J Security.
Bring them back.
or Patterson and Briscoe are like, how do you know this?
what was the agency that investigated the McMahon car bombing? It wasn't the FBI. They started as it, but they had to change it to a different initials.
Did they do
I
it?
don't know.
Because it was only like, wasn't it like over in a week because of
Or maybe it was something, but wasn't there like they brought in the FBI for something, and then
Maybe.
then the
Fashion police?
FBI got pissed. They're like, you can't use our.
Full-blooded Italians.
They had to change it to some other fucking agency.
I think so. I think you're right. I
Yeah.
can't think of it though.
Like
Can't
those
remember
people
that.
show up, just a bunch of jobbers in like military fatigues.
everyone's Antifa.
Oh, so for the Samoa Joe Project, the Palumbo brothers or family,
Vic Murphy.
Vic Murphy,
Vic Murphy.
the Vincent Kennedy McMahon Board,
Yeah,
the Tuck, the what was yours?
Don't point at me with the tuck.
What was yours? The Tuck. Yours was the Tuck, right? Yeah, yours was.
wait, didn't you guys have
No.
a bet about the tuck?
Something like that.
Oh yeah.
Didn't you guys have a?
He's got to use his no hands. He's got to use his no hands on me. No homo.
It's not gonna happen.
But anyway,
offense.
we do have no hands. Sam, you'll be back.
What? Now he's got no hands.
No
I
hand-
thought he had like scissors for hands.
No
Yeah.
hands, Sam. You'll be back for the sitcom draft in a couple weeks.
Yes.
What else is coming up? We're doing maybe a top 10. What was the top 10? Top 10 movies.
Yeah. Yep. So that should be coming up. And the transition of video should be coming sooner rather than later, and we're gonna start getting a little bit more topical.
Yeah.
Hitting some more.
Truth
Some
bombs.
truth bombs as far as what's going on in the just in the world of wrestling and video games and all that good shit.
And the world.
Can't wait to hear.
Yeah. So
So for Bobby Caboose, Melvin Troy, Two Scissors No Hands Sam.
there we go.
There we go. Your nicknames are too confusing, man. Come up with something else.
I'll have a new one by next
But
time.
what you gonna do, brother, when the 64-bit legends come running wild on you?